Additional repairs being made to the northbound lanes of the Scottsbluff River Bridge this week. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, motorists driving north between Gering and Scottsbluff will be finding some additional work on the northbound span of the North Platte River Bridge this week. During the Scottsbluff County Board meeting last night, Road Superintendent Steve Baird told commissioners the original goal of the work was to get the roadway surface sealed against the weather, as well as returning the joints to proper specifications.
When driving across it, these joints are 60 foot apart and there's 8 of them across this bridge. So when you drive across it, that's the thumping noise that you hear on your tires as you go across them in that respect. We sound tested the whole deck to find all the delaminated areas besides just the obvious controls ones that were there. The whole deck was sound tested, and of course more were found and minor ones were found. So those were all marked out and patched accordingly.
However, Baird said that did lead to complaints about noise and the appearance of the roadway. Baird explained his budget did not allow for repaving to make the bridge surface smooth as glass. However, engineers and the construction company agreed some additional work should take place. He says there will be 1-lane closures this week as the pavement at each joint is leveled slightly to minimize the thumps you may hear when crossing the span in the future. Well, a trio of young Scottsbluff adults are facing felony burglary charges for breaking into a vacant house in the community late Sunday night. According to court records, officers were called to a home in the 1600 block of Avenue N for flashlights in the backyard, finding a window above the AC unit appeared to have been opened. After about 20 minutes of police issuing commands to come out, 22-year-old Adam Mitchell and 23-year-olds Preston Spurgeon and Caitlin Charles emerged from the house, with Mitchell holding an empty handgun and a full magazine. All three were charged with burglary, with Mitchell facing an additional charge of possession of a firearm while committing a felony. Preliminary hearings for all three were set for November 8th. And the former Kimball police chief who pleaded no contest to a single charge of attempted official misconduct has been sentenced. Andrew Bramer had been facing 4 Class 2 misdemeanor charges, alleging that he allowed trainees to act in a law enforcement capacity in various ways without the required training and certifications. The charges stemmed from a 2023 Nebraska State Patrol investigation, which in turn led to his abrupt resignation. He was back in court on Friday for sentencing on the Class 3 misdemeanor and was sentenced to 6 months of probation, a $100 fine, and a signed document consenting to the revocation of his law enforcement certificate. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. Judge Derek Weimer of the District Court in Sidney and Judge Alfred Corey of the County Court in Grand Island were honored with the Nebraska Supreme Court's highest award earlier this month. During the court's annual meeting and awards luncheon in La Vista, Judge Weimer was awarded the Improvement of the Judicial System Award, while Corey received the Improvement of Community Relations Award by Chief Justice Mike Heavican. These awards recognize judiciary members for exceptional projects and accomplishments that go above and beyond regular judicial duties. Weimer was recognized for his innovative use of technology to improve court efficiencies, leading a team exploring new technical tools, learning new processes, and overcoming challenges that come with technological advancements, as well as his participation on various other committees. Well, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and healthcare organizations across the state and region have been ramping up activities to encourage people to get informed on the issue. Here locally, we're gearing up for the October 30th Save Iraq Bra Auction for the Festival of Hope, brought to you in part by Regional West, which will also have representatives on hand for the Thursday Scottsbluff-Gehring Pink Out volleyball game. Wednesday and Thursday, Outpatient Radiology Scottsbluff is sponsoring breast cancer screenings that include massages and mocktails, as well as Saturday's Booby Dash 5K run and walk for the Festival of Hope. Banner Health's Torrington Community Hospital is also sponsoring a Serenity and screening event on November 2nd.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least one float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Ag Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
Earlier this week, we caught up with Dave Morrell. He is a crop producer near St. Edward, Nebraska. He was kind enough to invite our crew out to his place and give us an update on how things are going in his neck of the woods as part of this week's In the Field Update. How are things going harvest progress-wise at this point, farming in the Boone County region?
Well, we're just about to finish up soybeans and get started on some corn. I think most people around here have probably already finished their soybeans and are testing the corn, finding out what it's like and what the moistures are. So there was quite a bit of corn taken out for high moisture corn for feedlots early, but now we're just into some of the dry corn.
Okay. Well, how is this year's harvest going for both corn and soybeans compared to previous years in terms of the yield and quality for your region of the state, Dave?
Yields on beans have been probably the best beans I've had in a long time. They've been high 70s, mid 70s. That's maybe for some people normal, but for me that's pretty good. And corn-wise, I haven't really gotten into the corn yet, but from what I've been out and walked around and looked, it looks like it's going to be a really good corn yield too.
Sounds like it's been a pretty good growing season for you, but as you look back on the past several months, any particular challenges you faced with growing crops for you?
Well, the last couple of years we've had a lot of issues with hail and wind. This year was one of the first years we haven't had any hail or wind. Then of course we've had drought the last couple of years. This year was kind of a really unique year. We had a lot of wet beginning of the season and then dried off here at the end. So now we're looking at drought, very dry conditions. So every year's a little bit different, and irrigation is a must for us. So that's always a challenge during the growing season.
Absolutely. Well, now that we are into harvest, making your way through soybeans, getting ready for the corn up next, we talk about the markets, of course, all the time here on the show. I'm curious, as a Nebraska corn farmer, how do some of the current market conditions and grain prices influence your decisions when it comes to harvest and perhaps storage?
Well, quite a bit, I guess, because we have to decide whether we want to store the grain or we want to deliver it straight to the elevator and get it sold. We have to get if we're paying interest on a loan, we need to get that income so we can stop that interest payment. Maybe we got to pay some things early, get some early discounts. So we need that income. So sometimes it's better to just deliver the grain, get it sold, take the income.
Yep. Appreciate your insight on that front. Any new technology or equipment you're trying out in your operation this year, Dave?
Well, we were just talking about, I have a drone now. I had never had a drone before, but need to go out and I need to really use that a lot more. Use it for checking pivots, checking fields, trying to figure out what things are like out over the field. It really gives you a good idea what your field looks like that you can't tell from the ground. We've got some scales on our grain carts this year that we've never had before. It's going to help us a lot with tracking where and how much our grain is going to. And so those things are helping us a lot with the farming operation.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like we've largely talked about corn and soybeans, but you mentioned you also grow alfalfa, so let's wrap up on that front. How were the different cuttings of alfalfa this year?
Well, alfalfa was kind of a challenge this year because of the rain we had early on. It seemed like every time we knocked the hay down, it would rain. And then just with the humidity we had early, it just would not dry. It took forever to dry. That third cut in hay took 2 weeks to dry down. And finally got the hay put up, but it was a challenge to get the hay done this year with all the humidity and the rain that we had.
Well, Dave, certainly wish you and your crew safe rest of the harvest season. Appreciate you joining us today.
All right, thanks, Bryce.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank.
Please fasten your seatbelts for the turbulence up ahead. You ran a little bit early, but I haven't quite made it yet. The world is very pretty through the tiny little window. With all the lights out in the city, reflecting
The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Tri-City Stormwater presents Stormwater 101, an illicit discharge.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, organizers are not scared about a change of venue for the West Nebraska Art Center's Booze and Brews annual fundraiser. This adults-only Halloween wine and margarita tasting celebration is traditionally held at the Art Center, but program director Stephanie Coley says that's not the case for this year's event.
This time we are going to have our fun celebration at Hotel 21. It's the 25th of October and it's 7 to 10. Tickets for members are available right now. They are $25 for members and non-members $30. So please let me know. We are so excited. It's going to be Day of the Dead again.
There will be a Halloween costume contest, a Wicked Wheel, and a painting station for Sugar Skulls. Tickets are available for purchase online at thewnac.com, and Friday's event will run from 7 to 10. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.